Hello, this is Praios and I am a professional gambler, and yeah, today we will continue in our pre-flop course about 5-card PLO, and today our topic will be 3-betting and cold calling. Before we get into that, please consider to check out my other channel too. It's called Finance with Excel, and yeah, has half the subscribers already than the other one. And yeah, I'm talking about finance, cryptocurrency mainly at the moment, but we'll also talk about other investments in the future. So definitely consider to check that out too. And yeah, let's now, without further ado, get into this. By the way, if you consider buying 5-card PLO Trainer or any other poker product, I have a list of recommended tools below. I'm affiliated. You will not pay more, but in some cases it will even be cheaper, but I will get a small cut too. So yeah, thank you for considering that. And now, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's first look what MP is considered to do if early position raised. So click this and click on show MP. And best we can see the percentages. We do this. And as you can see, you see the comparison to PLO 4-card here. So you are supposed to call 4% only, but in 4-card PLO, but here it's 8.7%. That's a lot more. Why is this thing? Okay. And the raising range is smaller. It's only 5%. So more calling, less 3-betting. Okay, let's go back. So he raises. Now we do the same for the cutoff. Okay, I see I need to turn off the chat as it is in front of things and you cannot see everything properly. So let me try to deactivate that. Okay, done. Okay. What happens from the cutoff against an early position raise? We are calling 11.5%, also way more than in 4-card PLO. And 3-betting remains at 5% only. Let's now find out the frequencies on the button. So he folds, and show button. Small blind and big blind we down to today. Blind defense will be a whole different topic on its own. Oh, we're calling again a lot more. Only 10% in normal PLO, but here you are supposed to call 16.8%, and 3-bet stays at 5%. That's sort of strange, but it's the same on every position. But okay. Did we make any mistake? No, looks correct. Okay. We first fill in all the numbers and then we will try to figure out which hands we should actually cold call and 3-bet. This time we will not do that many quizzes, but look into the range and try to see patterns. I think that might be more helpful. You can tell me, below in the description or in the chat here. What do you think is better? Maybe I'll also do a different stream later. There I do the quiz. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So we go back a few times. Now the early position folds and we have a raise from middle position. And what is a cutoff supposed to do? This is strange. I mean, it does not make too much sense. Although, maybe let's first fill this in and then make no judgments early. Okay. So compare this against an early position raise. We are, before that we had 16.5% which we defend, and now it's a bit more. But it shifted, we call less and we 3-bet a bit more. Okay, makes sense, so yeah. Let's go back. He again raises, he folds, and the button now. What is he doing? Show the button. Ranges. Again, it's 6.2%. And 16.5%. I think what we already learned is that position is very huge in this game, and yeah, we can even huger than in PLO 4 card. So in position we can play more hands than in PLO 4 card. Okay, moving on. Now we got a raise from the cutoff. And we ask ourselves, what is a button supposed to do? So these are the numbers for 4-card PLO. Let's see how this changes in 5-card. Call a lot more, but we 3-bet a bit less. Okay. We got this filled now. It also looks like the 3-bet range stays the same basically for, it doesn't matter if we are in middle position or on the button. Maybe this has something to do with how the sims were run. Yeah, we will. Let's look first into the early position raise. And what hands we are supposed to 3-bet with. Yeah, I think that's already fine. Let's go to the range and let's first filter for ace-ace. Are we supposed to raise all of these or? Okay. The first thing we learn is that we only re-raise 71% of our aces. So the worst ones, I think. Let's go through these a bit. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, this is it. I think these we can ignore these because yeah, this is at 6%, so it's more likely to be a call than a fold. Solver was undecided here. The sim did not run long enough. go to the bigger numbers and see what he wants to fold. So very disconnected aces without trips, and 4 of the same suit is supposed to fold against the early position raise. What the? Okay, trips. Even double suited trip aces should fold. What is this? Very bad suit. Very disconnected. We are supposed to fold the worst aces and some of our trips too. Let's filter for. There's a filter. Got to. Okay, let's filter for trips and higher. Oh, look at this. Most of the trips we are supposed to fold. Can only defend the very good ones. Are all the ones we are defending double suited? I mean, even these, the solver thinks that we better fold than call. Although this is strange because the EV is bigger than 0, so he should be defending this always. So I think we cannot 100% trust the solver here. I would say these hands, but it is only at 50% defend, is a defend for sure. I mean, this has to be good enough. Double suited. Okay, so only the very best trips can be defended, and the others has to fold. Quads have to fold always. I suppose. Okay. Back to aces. Let's remove all the trips from the aces. Let's see if we fold anything. The very bad ones with where we block our suits. These might be folding, or something with bad connectivity and low suits and 3 of the suit. But yeah, it looks like most aces can be defended, either by calling or raising. Raising will be done the majority of the time. About 3/4 we want to raise our aces. What aces do we just call? Even some double suited hands that are not great, and where we block our suit. Yeah, so basically not great aces should just call. Okay. Learned something already. Let's now look into pairs in general without aces. We fold most of the time. 90% of the pairs getting folded. Even, I mean, you can't even 3-bet ace, king, king, queen, queen, double suited. This I would like first pump 3-bet. So what are the 3-bets? Jack, Jack, 10, 10, ace. So looks like we are not 3-betting many pairs. And if we 3-bet at all, often these are connected double pairs with an ace blocker too. Let's look into everything that's not aces that we want to play. Looks like our raising range, our re-raising range, is almost exclusively made out of aces. This cannot be correct. I mean, it feels like it cannot be correct. I mean, look at this. This is very, very strong hands that also have an ace in it, but don't want, that can re-raise, and everything else is not re-raising. Or is this a filter problem? I think not. Let's remove all the filters. What's going on? These are obviously not all hands. Ah, okay. Huh? What? This is, look at this. This has to be a bug. This is very strange. I don't see any more hands here. So this was actually my fault, because you think it's the end of all hands, but if you go down, then more hands magical appear. Okay, so let's do this again. Okay, now it seems to work properly. So the Broadway type hands, double suited, can be re-raised. Very well connected too. This hand has to be. Also, like, very good connectors. 8, 9. I mean, there's one gap. But yeah, the re-raising besides aces is not big. I mean, we raise a total of 5% and 2.1% of this. So 40% are non-aces. And 60% we should be expected, if he's solver approved, to get re-raised by aces. 6, 7, 9, 10. So 4 cards that work together very well and 1 big card. Maybe this is also with the on king. Okay. So 4 cards that work well together and an ace seems to work too. What is the worst things? Okay, it's already ended there. Yeah, looks like we basically need an ace. Not much is going on without any aces, right? Yeah, 1.2% only has not an ace in it. Let's also look into these. So yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is missing. Okay, so double suited connectors seem to do quite well. Okay, 5, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so double suited connectors with a few gaps, but they also don't make a ton of money. Okay, but it looks like there's nothing that is not double suited. Maybe some aces that are not double suited. How do I say that it's not double suited? That's a good question. Is this working? Yeah, this worked. Looks like everything in here has aces, right? exclude aces too. Yeah. We only re-raise if double suited. Only exception are some good aces that can re-raise. Okay. Do we want to look closer into the calling range too? Yeah, let's do that. So very good Broadway hands that are only single suited. Even very well looking kings that are single suited are not re-raising. A lot of kings in there. Ace high suit with good connectivity and a high pair. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So very good rundowns which are not double suited cannot re-raise. Double pairs that are not double suited are also not supposed to re-raise. Yeah, so it looks like it's basically the same hands like we re-raise with, but that are only single suited, which we just call. If that made sense, I hope so. Yeah. What else do we want to look at? I guess we can try to figure out, or we can also do something else that also might help us. Not sure yet. So we can also look into the category field and figure out what hands like to call and raise. Unpaired double suited hands. Call and raise some. Unpaired single suited. Raise are almost always folding, 98%. One pair double suited. That's quite okayish. Has some frequency that it wants to get in. One pair single suited, most of the time has to be folded. Two pair double suited does very well. Only needs to fold a very small percentage compared to the other ones. So double pair double suited is what we really like to defend. Both as calling and raising rare hand. And two pair single suited also does well. Seems like that there's quite a lot of re-raising, but I guess this is almost exclusively with the aces and other pairs. Actually, this didn't help that much, to be honest. Maybe you get something out of it. For me, this was not too helpful. So let's see. Let's get mistake. That's all. What? Okay. Fold, and let's now look into the button. I mean, the raising range should be almost the same, but what else is he supposed to? Although this is actually, let's do this differently. Sorry that I didn't thought about this beforehand. Raise pot. Show. Now we take a screenshot of this. Put it here. And now we fold and fold, and we show the button and see what changed. Unpaired double suited is a lot more likely to be defended. Unpaired single suited still sucks, but gets defended a bit more. One pair double suited, also a lot more calling. Yeah, looks like the 3-bet frequency stays the same, but our calling range get expanded a lot. Yeah. Yep. Can call a lot more. And then we know that we will have position through the whole hand. Yeah, and all the speculative things will play a lot better in position, where we can pot control and always got the informational advantage. Now can be, yeah, some of hands basically can now be played. Okay, let's move on to, let's see what is interesting. Raise from middle position, it looks like not that much is changing. The 3-betting range only gets wider a tiny bit, so it's can basically almost use the same one like before, only 3-bet a bit wider. Calling range, MP is almost also not changing much. From the cutoff, you can defend a bit wider with your calls. That's not a cutoff. From the button you can be, although no, that's I need to look like this. So yeah, basically nothing changed. Almost nothing changed. So we can treat MP raises almost like early position raises. Although here is quite a huge difference. Although it looks like the calling range against MP is not that much difference. Not that big of a difference compared to the other situations. And some of the hands now will get moved to the 3-bet category. I hope what I'm telling makes sense. You also see the things yourself and draw your own conclusions. Okay. So the cutoff now raises, and we look into the button. We also got the comparison here. Yeah, we get loser all over the place. This gets played more. Interestingly, though it's folded less, everything is folded less, right? Yeah. We can just loosen up. I mean, it makes sense. Cutoff is also supposed to open raise wider, so we can defend wider because we are up against weaker range overall. So yeah, didn't learn too much from this comparison. But yeah, let's look in here. And yeah, let's see if we now raise more aces and not just call. So let's look into ace first. Let's look into trip aces. If something changed there. Wow. Before that, trip aces were not 3-bet at all. And now we 3-bet some of them. and also call a bigger portion of this part of our range. Yeah, it looks like only the very, very good trip aces that are either double suited or have another pair in it, and also connectivity, can be re-raised. Yep. And yeah, some of the better trips also now will be defended as a call. But yeah, still 54% get folded. Okay, let's now look into aces without trips. Yep. Now we re-raise a way higher portion than before. Before it was, the solver suggested us to raise 3 quarters, if I remember correctly, and now we are just calling 11% and raise the rest. Yeah, the weaker ones we are just calling. Yeah. Okay. Let's look into hands that don't have an... Though let's look into hands that have an ace, but no aces. Yeah, the good ones, looks like all of them are also double suited. Yeah, it looks like most of this is double suited. So the very good Broadway hands can be re-raised. Yeah, we also call some good ace and king high suit hands that are not that well connected. That's not that surprising. Again, the bug that threw me off before. Okay, let's look into hands that don't have an ace in it. Get a better feeling for this too. 9, 10, Jack, King. So things that look great are also supposed to re-raise. Looks like... Is it again the case that we only re-raise when double suited? Yeah. That's... Okay, we also don't want aces. Okay, we actually re-raise a very, very small percentage that is not double suited. But to make our strategy easier, we could just simplify that to basically not re-raise if not double suited. I mean, this is like a perfect rundown with an ace blocker too and a nut flush draw that can sometimes be re-raised. Yeah, very, very good Broadway hands. But also, oh, this is not having an ace high suit. Okay. Okay. So basically good Broadway hands with an ace high suit, I would say, are supposed to re-raise. I mean, this is definitely might be incorrect as only at 12%. So yeah, that would be the pattern I recognize here. So basically, it is a rule that you only want to re-raise double suited. You could also go with this. Okay, let's now look into hands that have no ace in it. Although, let's do something different at first. how much of our re-raising range are aces? So 8% in total is our re-raising range. Okay, this is not working well. How can we figure this out? How much of it is aces? So you re-raise 85% of the aces. How big is our ace part? I hope we can see it in here too. Omaha 5 cards. So how much is ace? Can we see that count? Okay. So that is our ace count. And what is... Okay, we should be able to deduct how many ace we got. I think it's like 4% or something. Let's see. Okay, it's 4.2%. About 4.2% are aces. And we raise 86% of them. And 8% is a total range. So a little less than half our re-raises handing hands are still aces. Cutoff versus button situation. If I did not make a mistake, and I think I made no mistake, so chat still not active at all, so can get rid of this again, and now look deeper into some of the re-raises. Yeah, so the very good connected double suited stuff doing well. I mean, this is like common knowledge. We expected that already. Let's go to the weakest stuff we want to re-raise. Yeah, I mean, we put in some of these things that are like torn apart or something. I mean, we have 3 cards that work together and 2 other ones that also work together, but there's a gap in between. So this is a hand that we also can re-raise. Or if 4 cards work together and we got 1 big one added, this is also something that wants to re-raise sometimes. So yeah, again, okay, this is like 1 gap, another gap, like a lot of gaps, but the hand sort of works together. 6, 4. This looks, so we have 3 cards at the top that work together, and the low cards also are just divided by 1 gap. So these type of hands work well, it seems. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and then a huge gap in King Queen. Yeah, it's another pattern we learned. So 3 and 2 cards that work together are also okay-ish to re-raise sometimes. This is the same. 5, 6, 1 gap, 8, 9. Okay, we can here again 4 work together. We got 1 big one added to it. Okay, now no more 3-betting candidates. Okay, we could also look into our calling range. Even very good kings seem. Let's look into our re-raises with pairs. That's actually interesting. And exclude ace. So double suited, double pairs that are connected and high and also got an ace in it can re-raise. That's not unexpected. Let's look into the weaker part. Orange 9. Okay, that's a that's 1%, so that's probably wrong. Let's go to the things that actually might be re-raises. So let's look in here. So go double suited, double paired with an ace. So this is speculative thing, but I think the reasoning for re-raising ace 8-8 jack 7 some of the time is that we got some decent connectivity and we hope to fold out kings and queens, and on top of that we also block an ace, so it's less likely our opponent has ace. So yeah, that's the reasoning for sometimes 3-betting hands like this. Here's also the same reasoning. We want to fold out kings when we 3-bet this hand. Okay, we can 3-bet some non-double suited kings that are blocking an ace and also are well connected. Yeah, let's also take a brief look into the calling range. Get an idea. The weaker kings, weaker queens. Queen, queen, king, king, ace. It's not good enough. Are you kidding me? With one suit, we just want to call. Okay. To me, this looks like first palm re-raise, but actually it seems not to be. Okay, king, king, 10, 10, ace. Yeah, we learned already that we want to be double suited if re-raising. So all the double suited double pairs do well. Single suited double pairs also call. Though it's an ace high suit. I mean, this is also not that well connected. Calling this is way more reasonable. And ace, king, king, 6, 7. Does it make sense to go through this even deeper? I think not. I think now we got a good general idea what to do with all type of hands, and we probably should continue with the quiz now. I will split this in 2 parts as I have no time to continue right now. And yeah, that's why I say bye for now. If you want to get this tool or the same tool for PLO 4 card, yeah, consider using one of my links. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the good social media stuff, bell notification for sure. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye until next time.